Let's learn English through easy stories. Today we ask some people, "Hi nail techs, any cute stories from your nail salon?" The last-minute wedding nails. 5 years ago, I started working as a nail tech. And since then, I've had a lot of cute and funny stories. But there's one that always stands out. It was just before wedding season. And I remember this particular day when a bride rushed into my salon. She looked tired. Her face a mix of panic and exhaustion. "Hi, I'm sorry to bother you, but my wedding is tomorrow. And I just realized I didn't get my nails done," she said. "I'm in such a rush, I don't even have time to get them done properly." I could see the stress in her eyes, and I knew I had to act fast. I smiled and reassured her. "Don't worry, we'll get you taken care of. It's your big day. Let's make sure you feel beautiful." She looked a little more hopeful, but still worried. She said, "Honestly, I don't care how they look anymore. I just need them done. I don't have much time." I suggested something simple and elegant. Since she didn't have much time, I went with a soft nude pink color, adding just a little sparkle for that extra touch. It only took about 45 minutes. But by the time I was finished, she looked at her nails and gasped. "They're perfect. Thank you so much," she said, tears filling her eyes. "This is honestly the best nails I have ever had." I could see how relieved and happy she was. It wasn't just about the nails. It was the emotional weight that had lifted off her shoulders. She hugged me tightly and said, "I feel so much better now. I didn't think it was possible to feel this calm today." She left the salon smiling, ready for her big day. And I was so proud of the small part that I played in making her feel special. Every time I think of that day, I'm reminded of how something as simple as a manicure can change someone's day and make a world of difference in their life. It wasn't just about getting her nails done. It was about being there for her when she needed it most, and showing her that even in the middle of wedding chaos, she could still take a moment to care for herself. The mismatched nail colors. 4 years ago, I had a regular client, Jenny. Jenny was such a cute and kind person. She was always on top of things and never in a rush. So when she came in looking a bit stressed and said, "I don't have much time today, Emma. Just give me something quick and simple," I knew it was one of those days when she needed something quick. Usually, she would be very specific about what she wanted. So I grabbed a beautiful deep red polish, thinking it was perfect for her. But then, just as I was about to finish applying the red, the power went out. It was completely unexpected, and I felt a moment of panic. However, I couldn't just stop in the middle of her manicure, so I quickly reached for a bottle. At first, I wasn't sure if it would look good. I did not remember if it was the color she had originally asked for, but I had to work with what I had. I applied the color, hoping it would turn out cute. The moment I finished, the lights were also on. I nervously showed it to Jenny. Her eyes widened a bit, and she said, "Wait, what happened? These are purple." I immediately apologized, feeling embarrassed. But then, Jenny surprised me. She laughed and said, "You know what, I actually like this, purple and red together." Who knew? She looked at her nails again and said, "I think this could be my new thing." It turned out to be a happy little mistake, and Jenny left the salon smiling, loving the final look. Later on, sometimes when she came back to our salon, she requested the same mismatched colors. It became her signature style. That day, I learned that sometimes the best things happen when you least expect them. It just goes to show that sometimes happy accidents lead to something amazing. The kid who wanted nails like mom. A few years ago, I had a really special experience with a young girl and her mom. It was a quiet afternoon at the salon when a mom and her daughter came in. From their conversation, I learned that the daughter was Lily. Lily was about 5 or 6 years old, and she was absolutely fascinated by the nail polish colors on display. As soon as we started chatting, she looked at her mom and said, "Mom, can I get my nails done just like you?" Her mom smiled and nodded. "Of course, sweetie, you're getting your nails done just like mine today." I smiled at how excited Lily was and immediately set to work, choosing a soft pink color for her nails. A gentle, pretty shade that would be perfect for a little girl. As I began painting Lily's nails, she kept looking at her mom, grinning from ear to ear. She told anyone who walked by, "Look, I have nails just like mom." It was the sweetest thing. You could see the pride in her eyes as she looked at her tiny, painted nails. Her mom was equally happy, beaming with joy as she shared this moment with her daughter. While I painted, they chatted about their favorite colors. And Lily kept asking, "Will they look just like yours, Mommy?" Her mom would smile and say, "Exactly, sweetheart, you're just as beautiful as me." It was such a heartwarming moment, watching a mother and daughter bond over something as simple as nails. When I finished, Lily looked down at her nails in awe. She said, "They're perfect, just like Mom's." Her mom smiled and gave her a big hug, and they both walked out of the salon hand in hand, proud of their matching nails. That moment always stands out to me. It wasn't just about the nails. It was about the connection between mother and daughter. It reminded me of how something as small as a manicure could create such a beautiful, lasting memory. The nervous first-time client. I have this really adorable memory. It was a quiet afternoon when Sarah, a new client, walked into the salon. She looked a little nervous, her hands fidgeting in her lap. This was her first time getting a manicure, and I could tell she wasn't sure what to expect. When she sat down, she immediately said, "I've never done this before. I'm not really sure how this works." She smiled nervously and added, "I really want to look pretty, so I've been saving up money for this. I hope it turns out well." Her words really touched me. It's amazing how something so simple, like getting your nails done, can be so meaningful to someone. I smiled and reassured her. It's completely normal to feel nervous. Don't worry, you're in good hands. We'll make sure you feel beautiful. She nodded, but her hands were still shaking a little. I began by asking her about the style she wanted. She said, "I think I want something simple, maybe just a light pink." She was hesitant, almost like she didn't want to ask for too much. I told her that simple could be elegant, and I picked out a soft, pastel pink polish that would look great on her. As I worked, I made sure to chat with her to help her relax. We talked about her job, her hobbies, and how she had been wanting to treat herself for a while now. I could see her starting to relax as we talked more. She smiled a little more and even laughed when I told her about my worst nail disaster. By the time we finished, her nails were looking absolutely beautiful. The soft pink polish shimmered just enough to give her a glow. When she looked at her hands, her eyes lit up, and she said, "That wasn't so bad after all. I feel so beautiful." She smiled at her nails and said, "I think I'll come back more often now." This was worth it. She thanked me several times before getting up to leave. And as she walked out the door, I couldn't help but feel proud. It was a simple manicure, but to Sarah, it was a confidence boost she had been waiting for. It reminded me why I love my job. Helping someone feel special, even with something as small as nails, is truly rewarding. The birthday surprise nails. It was a quiet afternoon when a woman walked into my salon. She looked a little down, almost as if something was weighing on her mind. She sat down at my station and, with a sigh, said, "I'm just here for a quick manicure before a family birthday dinner tonight." As I started preparing her nails, I made small talk, asking her about the dinner plans. That's when she mentioned, "It's actually my birthday today, but I'm spending it alone this year. It's just one of those days, you know." I could tell she was trying to keep it together, but I also saw the hint of sadness in her eyes. It made me stop for a moment. Her birthday, and yet she was spending it by herself. That's when I knew I had to do something special for her. I paused for a second, then asked, "Would you like a little something extra today? Maybe a sparkly design to make your nails feel more festive?" She looked at me with a small smile and said, "I'd love that, but does it cost a lot?" I hesitated for a moment. Truthfully, it would cost a little more than what she had planned to spend. But I didn't care. I wanted to make her feel special. So I said, "No, don't worry. I'll make it work. It's my treat for your birthday." I quickly got to work, using gold and silver glitter to create a birthday-themed design on her nails. I added some delicate stars and a little sparkle on each nail to make it feel like a true celebration. As I finished, I showed her the result. Her eyes widened, and she gasped, "Wow, these are absolutely beautiful. This is the best birthday gift to myself." She looked at her nails, her face lighting up with a big, genuine smile. For a moment, all the sadness seemed to disappear. I could see how much the little surprise had brightened her day. When she left the salon, she gave me a heartfelt thank you and said, "I'm definitely coming back to see you again. Thank you for making my birthday special." I waved goodbye, feeling so happy that I could make a small difference in her day. And that was a birthday moment I'll never forget. Sometimes, all we need is a little sparkle to change our mood.